Hi, welcome to my channel. So today is a really special video because we have a guest, and not only is she special because she's my first guest on my channel, but she's also happens to be my sister. So this is Paulina.
Hi.
And we're 6 years apart, so she's older than me. she's 23 and she lives in New York, so it's really special that she's here because we were just on vacation and we decided to film this video. So basically what this video is going to be is my sister doesn't really do makeup. Yeah, I don't know. She just doesn't do makeup. Like, she has a daily routine. It consists of about like 5 or 6 products. And I'm like obsessed with makeup, so we're kind of polar opposites on that. And I've never really showed her how to do makeup or anything like that. So just what this video is going to be is she's going to be doing her makeup, and kind of how a beginner would, or someone who doesn't really know about makeup.
Just gonna do how I do my makeup every day.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna critique her, and we're gonna fix her up. And not saying that her makeup style is wrong or bad, it's just that there are ways that it could be better. Just like maximize the use of your products and to make your face look better overall. So yeah, let's get started.
Okay guys, so I'm just gonna start doing how I do my makeup every single day. So first I start off with this foundation tinted moisturizer. There's no label, so I think it's like Maybelline. It's like a CC cream, a BB cream. I don't really know. So I just put it on my fingers and I just go in and
I'm like cringing right now.
Just put it on my face just to get a little coverage. Yeah. So then I have this, it is a bronzing beauty balm, a BB bronzing beauty balm from Naked.
Urban Decay.
Oh, Naked Urban Decay. And I put that on my fingers as well, and I just go in and...
On the whole face?
Yeah, just on my whole face because, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know any other way. So, after that is done,
just wipe your hands.
Yeah, just wipe my hands. So I have this this like eyebrow powder from Boom Boom Brow, which is where I get my eyebrows done. So I have one of these slanted brushes that someone recommended to me. Dip it in, and then I just kind of like to give myself. Oh, hold on. I like to give myself just a little fill. Yeah, just so gonna do this. Then I've got this boy brow from Glossier, and it's like a brow gel or something, and then I just go in and kind of just, so they don't like get all wonky and go everywhere, just kind of push them back.
What shade are you in boy brow?
I am, what is this? It is just brown.
Okay.
I think they have black is the darkest, and then they also have like a clear one that I've heard is really good. And something I read online once was push the little hairs at the front like forward so it looks a little natural. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I don't. Then I've got this concealer from Glossier, the stretch concealer.
What shade is that?
A shade medium. And it's just, I just take
the other finger?
my finger, whatever finger's not covered, and I have like some blemishes just like here usually. I have this like weird red thing on my nose that I like to cover up. And I mean, if I only put it where like I need it, and then sometimes when I'm like out in the real world, I'll notice that it's not like rubbed in all the way or something, so I just like rub it in more. And then to finish off, I use Glossier Cloud Paint. This is Cloud Paint in Beam. It is like a cream blush.
Yeah.
And I also it's super powerful, I have to say. So sometimes I don't even squeeze it out. I just dab a little bit on my fingies and then go like this. And that's me for the day.
Okay, so that was quick. That was easy. We'll put a little picture up of like your face.
Okay.
Maybe like right here. And yeah. Alrighty, so she's fresh faced. We took off all her makeup And we're just talking while we were taking off our makeup, and I think it was going to be a really good idea. We're just going to try and incorporate, I know one of my sister's favorite brand is Iiszeee, and I have a bunch of products by them, so I'm just going to show you guys like how to maximize use out of your favorite brands and your favorite products. You don't necessarily have to change them, just the way you're using them. So yeah, first what we're going to do is I always like to start, this is by Honolulu. This is an aloe soothing gel. It's kind of an extra step, but I always like to do it if I'm doing someone else's makeup because it just like, it makes you feel like refreshed and like makes you feel like you're getting your makeup done. And it calms like redness in your face, which I know both my sister and I have. We both have really rosy cheeks. So this is just a good, I apply it with my fingers because it's like a primer. And it's just a good all over soothing face product. And what we'll next be going in with is this NYX Angel Veil. This is the Skin Perfecting Primer, and I like this because it's oil-free and it really makes your makeup go on really nicely. I like to just really pop a lot of that on because I love primer. I think it really does make a difference in the application of your makeup and like the look and longevity of it. So that's the reason I would recommend using primer. You want to put it all over the face, get the neck, everything, sorry. And you can just, people like to apply primers with a brush sometimes. I don't know, it's personal preference. I think your fingers is just fine. There's no need for a brush. My hands are clean, by the way. Okay, so now that you have the base, this is what's going to make, this honestly makes all the difference because it's going to make your makeup stay and just look a lot better. So now we're going to go in with foundation. Now instead of using a BB cream, I would prefer foundation because it makes your skin, it just lasts longer, and BB creams aren't always like sweat proof, or they don't always, like they most likely have SPF, but there are a lot of foundations that also do have SPF.
So we're nixing this.
Yeah, we're not going to use that. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. Oh. The L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, and this is in the shade 204 Natural Buff. It looks like this. You can buy it at any drugstore. It's pretty affordable. That's also another thing. I like to use really affordable products because makeup's expensive. Yeah, and I'm going to be going in, not with my hands, but I'm going to be going in with a beauty blender. And this is dampened, and this is by, or not a beauty blender, this is a beauty sponge. And this is by Real Techniques. And I really like this one because you can use it for baking, and it's all over great. Put a little bit of the product on my hand. And what you want to do is you want to take the product from your hand onto the beauty blender. You never want to put the product directly on your face because that could lead to like product overload and just make you look cakey, which I know my sister really likes, and I know most people really like to look natural, just enhanced while they're wearing makeup. I'm going to blend it all the way to the ear. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And I use a beauty blender because hands tend to leave streak marks.
Isabel. What? Beauty sponge.
I'm sorry. I was like, what? I like to use a beauty sponge or beauty blender, whatever you prefer, because otherwise your hands are a flat-topped brush, like this maybe, it could be labeled as a foundation brush. They tend to leave streaks, and I don't know, I like to have the product really go into your skin. I really like to put foundation down the neck because it's not always going to match you perfectly, and this will make sure you don't look like you have a mask on. Okay, so now that we're done with foundation, we're going to go in with concealer. Now I think concealer is a really important part. Like my sister mentioned, she uses the Glossier one. I don't really know how this works. I mean, I know how it works, but I don't really know how it wears. So I'm just going to use this one by Maybelline. This is the Instant Age Rewind, and I find that this covers up literally everything. I just go in with the top applicator. It's really simple to use. You want to go under the eyes to lighten up. This will help even out your foundation color and just make it look more natural. A bridge down the nose for highlighting, some up the forehead, cover any blemishes, and a little bit on the chin. And I'm also going to go in just with the this side of the beauty blender that I used, or the beauty sponge. And I just like to go in and blend it all out. It'll just highlight and it'll make your face look more natural. Which sounds ironic because you're putting on more makeup. And the shade that I used is light. To go in, prevent any creasing or anything like that, I like to go in with a little bit of powder. This is the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. I don't really know what shade this is in. Translucent Extra Coverage. I don't really have a preference on them. And I like to go in, I'm using the Spectrum B05 brush. It's just a little brush like this. I think it really works to get in everywhere that you need to set.
So you cover the concealer with it?
Yes, this is, look up please. You cover really basically all the areas where you have concealer. That's what I like to do because concealer tends to crease more than foundation. And especially under the under eyes, I like to do where I did it over here, on the nose, just kind of dab it around, take the excess product. You put the most product under your eyes to prevent creasing. Around the nose. Yeah, and I'm gonna wipe off some of the excess later, but I just like to have that as a base. And we're not gonna really contour my sister today because she's more of a light makeup type of person, but I am gonna bronze her. And I'm using the Butter Bronzer in the shade Light, because I know there are two shades. It just looks like this. Smell, it smells so good.
Ooh,
kind of tropical.
like the beach.
Yeah. And I'm using the Spectrum A05 brush. I like to go and tap off some of the excess. And what you want to get is the areas that naturally are contoured, or naturally have like a contour or a shadow. So I just go in the hollows of the cheekbones, get the forehead. I think it looks really natural and good. Always want to set, with the powders, you always want to be setting creams. So like, that's why I put this on top of the cream, on top of the foundation, because otherwise it could move around or stuff like that. Now I'm just going to wipe off the excess that I had under her under eyes just a little bit. This is just a Spectrum C07 brush. You can really use any brush for this. Just kind of wipe it off a little bit. Next I'm going to be going in with blush. Now this is the number 7 Peach Velvet Powder Blusher, and this is just a Luxie 514 blush brush. And I think blush, like my sister uses blush, just like smile for me. It just really like highlights and like makes your face look a little more natural and not as one-dimensional. Yeah. Next we're gonna do brows. Now I'm gonna use the brow products that my sister actually does use because I think that there's a way to make these, to maximize the use out of these. So I'm going in again with the Boom Boom Brow. This is the shade Aretha. And this brush, this is just an angled brush. You can really get one of these anywhere. It's really thin. It's just called a brow filler.
I think it's from Sephora.
From Sephora, 100. So I just go in. There's a lot of fallout, but that's no problem. Go in. I'm just gonna... So as you can see, I filled in her brows and they do look a little different than before. All I do is I outline the shape. I can do a full brow tutorial later, but just a proper way of filling in your brows can really make a difference in just your face shape and just how you look. And I'm also gonna go in with the Glossier the Glossier Boy Brow in the shade Brown, just to show you that like there is use for all of these products. There's just different uses.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Next we're gonna do eyes. So my sister didn't mention anything about eyes, but I'm just gonna do a little bit of shadow just to like help contour the eye shape. It'll just make your eye just look a little bit better. I'm going in with a very basic Morphe 35O palette. It's very cheap, or it's very inexpensive. It's not cheap. And it's just, it has all the basics. And I'm gonna be going in with a Scone blending brush. That's just what it's called. just using basic shades. So I'm going to use this shade first as a transition shade. Pick that up on a blending brush, tap off the excess. And my sister has hooded eyes a little bit, so you want to make the crease appear higher. So that way, when my sister opens her eyes, you can still see the makeup that's going on. Then I'm going to go in with the Spectrum B06 brush, another blending brush, and then go in with this little darker shade. I'm not going to pick up too much of it. Tap off the excess just to define the outer corner. Okay, nice. I'm going to go back in with this brush, the Scone one, blending it all out. I'm not picking up any more color because I'm just trying to blend. And now I'm just very simple. I'm going to go in with the Spectrum A13. It's just a tiny little definer brush, I guess you would say, spraying it with water to get the most out of the product. And I'm going to pick up this little gold shade right here in the palette. And I'm just going to lay that all over the lid. Now, can you look up for me? And we're gonna do the bottom. So I'm gonna go in basically with the exact same thing that I did before, so that first transition shade. This side, please. And I'm just doing that very close to the lash line. And then I'm going back in, same brush, because I want the colors to blend a little bit with that. Look up, please. So that's just a really basic, simple eye makeup look. I'm not going to do any eyeliner because it just makes more sense for an everyday look. You don't really need eyeliner. It's like just kind of simple. But I am going to go in with the Rocket Maybelline mascara, the Rocket Volume Express. I'm just going to get those lower lash lines. Okay. I'm going to have my sister curl her lashes off camera, and I'm just going to apply this mascara to the top lashes. Okay, so basically I applied her top lashes off camera. I'm just going to do a second coat after the first coat has dried. Look at me, please. And I find that curling the lashes is really important because you just want your eyes to look more open. And my sister has really long lashes, and they're also really straight. But mascara is a really good way to just make your eyes look more open and just make you look more awake. And we're gonna do a highlight. So what I decided to use is the Glossier Dew Effect highlighter in the shade Quartz. She actually gave this to me, but it's like one of her favorite brands, so I wanted to try it out and see how well it worked on the skin. I like to warm it up a little bit on my hand just to like get it going a little bit, and I put some of the product on my hand just to like, it's really like kind of blinding but also really natural. And I find that stick highlighters do give the most natural look as opposed to powder highlighters. And I just go in with the beauty sponge and I grab some of it and I deposit it onto the high points of the face. So we'll start with the cheeks. And you make sure to blend it all out. That's why I put it on the beauty blender, because it just sinks into the skin and it also blends out so it doesn't look like you have a streak across your face. It just kind of looks like the light is hitting you in a better way. And just apply some of it. It's going to give you a really natural, glowy look. That's what I find. Another high point of the face would be the tip of the nose. So after I'm done with that, I also do like to go in with a powder highlight because I just think it sets the highlight underneath and it just looks better. And I'm going in with the Mary Luminizer from the Balm Cosmetics. It's just like compact like this, really pretty. Looks like that. And I'm going to be taking a fan brush. Now you want to be using a fan brush because as opposed to some of the more like one of these I might use if I'm like doing a more intense highlight, I would use a fan brush because it deposits the least amount of color but also blends it out so it looks the most natural. And I'm just gonna go in, just do a little swipe, coat the brush, and go over what you've done before. Just get the high points and blend it out. Get the nose. I also like to do the Cupid's bow a little bit. And I also like to go in, I'm going to go in with that, this is a Laura Mercier ponytail, just brush. It's like a dual-ended brush. I use the ponytail side and I like to highlight the brow bone. I just like to go in and I'll just enhance, highlight. So yeah, and then we're going to go in with lips. Sorry.
So much happening.
I'm sorry. So we're going to go in with the Glossier Generation G. Generation G.
That's what they call it.
And this is the shade Jam. It's just a little lip tint like this. It's really cute. And open your mouth. I think it's just going to add a good look. It's not too heavy. It also moisturizes the lips. And yeah, so this is the final look, but one really important thing that you have to do is set your makeup with a setting spray. And although you might have set it with a powder, it's also really important to set it with a setting spray. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray and Set. And this just extends the longevity of your makeup and it just kind of sinks all the products into your skin. So close your eyes.
Okay.
I like to do a lot.
God,
Fan it. She's a little wet right now because I didn't do it from a distance that I usually do it at.
like on Jurassic Park.
But I think it looks really good, and this is just a really good alternative to like make your face look more uplifted. And I think what I really wanted to emphasize is the use of brushes and how important they are into making the makeup look its best. And we'll insert a photo of her final look right here in this area somewhere. Okay, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being on my channel.
Thank you for having me on your channel.
And I'll see you on the next one. Bye. I didn't know it was this bad. I just thought you maybe had a little bit of makeup in you. It's okay.